Thank you for joining us. This is Linda Boache from Career and Mindset, and this is part of our Legends of Legends project. Career Mindset is a personal and professional development program and also a career program. Today we've got the lovely, amazing, fantastic Fern with us. She's a radio personality and an inspirational speaker, and she's going to tell you all about her amazing career and some of the challenges she faces. It's going to be a 15-minute interview, and feel free to comment and join in if you've witnessed some of the stuff that we'll be talking about. And yeah, we can't wait to hear from you. So over to you, Fern, if you'd like to tell us who you are and a bit about your career.
Hello, so I'm Fern, as you mentioned, and I have had a wide career of broadcasting, and I'm now getting into motivational speaking and inspirational speaking. I started off going to university in Cardiff and studying radio and broadcasting, and I did some student radio presenting, and then I transferred to North Carolina in America and also did student radio there, and that was an FM station that broadcast to the whole campus.
Wow.
Yeah, so I managed that station, and I was the program director for that station, so I did lots of things there, which was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot about editing and presenting and communicating and all of that. And then I got to do some work experience, so I moved to Michigan, which is like way far from North Carolina, but I made the trek, and I was the afternoon presenter on a drive time show in Michigan for 4 months, so that was really fun. And then I came back, I did some work in London at the Roundhouse Radio, for their radio station there. And I've continued to do shows. I did a show for the RNIB called Long Time No See, which was quite entertaining. And then now I currently work for a radio station in Canada called AMI, and I do a fortnightly segment on different issues involving disability and inspirational kind of thoughts and how to increase your sort of potential and your life and motivate yourself, and sort of self-development and self-help and that kind of thing.
That's awesome. So what we haven't said so far, Fern is actually blind, and she does all these amazing things. And so tell us a bit more about that and how that works with your current occupation.
Yeah, so I was born visually impaired, and I was registered blind at the age of 22, and so my sight has continued to deteriorate, so obviously that does sort of put up some different challenges that maybe other people don't have to think about, but it also gives me a completely different perspective on life, and you know, like, I'm very tongue-in-cheek about it, hence the show Long Time No See, because literally I haven't seen for a long time. So I do a lot of, like I say, I'm doing a series at the moment on my radio show on AMI called Living with a Disability in the UK, and so it's different issues like hate crime and guide dogs, and this week I'm talking about shared spaces, so lots of different sort of issues that might affect people. And with the speaking, I kind of want to educate people on how similar everyone is. I don't want to sort of segregate myself because I can't see. It's more about saying we can all identify with the emotional aspects, because people often think, you know, if I've never had an eye condition, so I wouldn't know what that was like. But internally we all have the same feelings of sort of fear and trying to be accepted and maybe being judged for something that we can't control, and so everyone can identify with that. And that's what I want to sort of show people, that you can be yourself and you can be happy regardless of things that you can't change in your life that you might wish were different.
Oh, that's amazing. So how do you think, what does success look like to you in terms of your career?
I think why I really want to get into speaking is to be that voice to reach out to people. I have been through a lot of emotional problems due to my sight loss, especially over the past few years. I've had a lot of operations and a lot of changes in my sight, and it has impacted me in a very like emotional and mental health kind of way. You know, I've dealt with depression and things like that, and I know how it feels to feel really helpless within yourself. And again, I think for whatever reason, it's different for everyone, but at some stage in most people's lives, they go through that point of feeling like, what's the point? I'm not good enough. I'm never going to get where I want to get. I'm just not enough. And so for me, success would be just to reach out to as many people as possible and to help them believe in themselves, because we're always looking for other people to believe in us, but usually the last person we have to believe in us is ourselves. So to just connect with an audience like that, and success to me would just be making people feel more confident in themselves and feeling like they are enough just the way they are, and really knowing their worth. And even if they have something that they feel holds them back, or they feel they can't change in their lives, it doesn't matter, you know, just to go for it anyway. So that would be success to me.
That's super inspirational. At Career Mindset, we coach a lot of individuals, and even without a visual impairment or any disability, there's the challenges of confidence or leadership or assertiveness. And I think many people can relate to that. So it's very impressive that you're reaching out to people from that aspect and from the mental health aspect as well. And I suppose that's where the personal development comes in, and the professional development and growing to be yourself. Yeah,
exactly. I think that's such an important aspect of life, and that's why I kind of got into that self-help development sort of phase, because I've needed it myself, and I know that so many other people are in that boat. And like I say, you know, it is kind of heartbreaking when you're put in a box for something, you know, and it's like, okay, so all the blind people can go in this club over here and everyone else, you can be over here. And the thing is, we have so much more in common than we have different. And
that's true.
It's so easy to think, well, I can't identify with that person because I've never, you know, been through that experience. And there's so many things that, you know, I've never had to be in a wheelchair, or I've never gone through like a bad, you know, my parents aren't divorced, or family breakups or anything like that. So many things that we may not have experienced ourselves, but they all come with these same sort of doubts and fears, and the internal emotional side is just literally the same for everyone. So like you say, regardless of if you're disabled or not, you're probably going to experience these kind of challenges internally at some point. So that's my message, is just saying we are all the same in that respect, so let's come together on that, rather than saying, look at me, I'm different and you need to help me. It's just saying you do know what this is like, because you've been there. You may, you know, it may not be the same way, but you've been there. But it's the same emotions, same principle. That
makes sense. So in terms of your speaking career, is there anything that you're doing at the moment that's helping to further that course?
So I'm going to schools and talking to young people, because obviously that's a very
formative
in your life, where you just need that sort of push to be like, okay, I can do this, because you just doubt yourself a lot, don't you, when you're that age? Well, I still do now, but so just going into young people and talking there, and Toastmasters, which is a wonderful organisation, and it's basically to help you make that first step into speaking. So it's sort of, they call it a safe environment to practice your speaking. So rather than just going from, I've never done a speech before, to standing in front of a paying audience who are expecting you to be amazing, you can go to Toastmasters and hone your skills with people who want to encourage you, want to help you. So they'll give you feedback, and they'll tell you what you're doing well and what you can improve on. And it's sort of a way of, it's kind of like a safety blanket of having people that will support you, so it's not so intimidating the first time you do it, that gets you used to speaking in front of people before you make that leap to, oh my god, so much pressure and everyone's going to expect me to be amazing. So it's so helpful, and every time I go there I just feel this sense of, it's just so warm, and people are just so encouraging and supportive, and you just come out with this big smile on your face, feeling like 100 times more confident than you went in. So it's such a lovely group, and yeah, I would definitely recommend, if anyone does want to get into motivational speaking, Toastmasters is great, and it is all over the country. So wherever you are, you can usually find
all over the world, really.
All over the world, yeah. So wherever you are, you can find your local Toastmasters club and go along, and it'll be run pretty much the same. They're kind of the same everywhere you go, and yeah. So even everyone always says if you go on holiday, you can still go to Toastmasters because there'll be one there somewhere. So great.
So just before we end this interview, what a piece of advice would you give to our viewers and our listeners who either want to get into radio, who are visually impaired themselves, or have some sort of disability, or who want to get into motivational speaking? What's the summary advice or one piece of advice that you would give to them?
I would say really believe in yourself, and that is a really hard thing to do, as I know all too well, but put yourself forward for things and take opportunities, and don't fall into the trap of saying, well, it's never going to happen for me, I can't do it, like there's too many complications. Don't think about the complications,
right.
Just go for it, and you know, put yourself forward for things. Don't be shy, throw yourself into it. Like, first time I went to Toastmasters, you were always like, oh God, I can't do it, but just throw yourself in the deep end, believe in yourself, and the more confident that you even if you have to pretend a little bit at first,
yes,
the more confident you come across, the more confident you will eventually be. So yeah, just really believe in your worth. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, because only you can make that choice, and you can push yourself and you can do whatever you want to do. Believe it.
and I just want to honour you, Fern, and say that you're doing an amazing job and inspiring lots of people, and it's just so impressive to see everything you've achieved so far, and all the places that you're going. I know that we've spoken about some international opportunities, so it's all really exciting, and just want to say that you're amazing and that we're really inspired, and thank you so much for being on the show as well.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and that's so lovely, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the future and what's to come.
Brilliant. So it's been Linda Boache from Career and Mindset, and Fern Lalum, who's a radio personality and an inspirational speaker. So watch your space. If you want to get in touch with either me or Fern, we'll put the details in the comments below, but you can find out more at www.careerandmindset.com, and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Fern, for being here.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Bye.
Bye.